What's up guys, Americano back with another video. Today we're going to be updating our exit plan, talk about how we've been handling this recent pullback, and what to expect in the future. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, this should be a relatively short one. You guys have heard me talk about this multiple times prior, over multiple weeks, and I actually don't have any indicators or anything pulled up in here. I only have on the chart the things that actually matter. So to the downside, what have we been pointing to? What have we looked at? We've said it multiple times that losing this 21-month moving average typically has meant that Bitcoin is capitulating. Close the week underneath this moving average, go in for the capitulation, bottom of the bear market. Close the week under this moving average, go in for capitulation, bottom of the bear market. You can ignore COVID, black swan event. Close the week below this moving average, go in for capitulation. This is bottom of a lot of altcoins, and then this is bottom of a lot of other altcoins as well as Bitcoin, FTX collapse, things like that. So it would be weird, in my opinion, to lose that EMA or lose that SMA right now. I'm not going to talk about it, my theory on it, but could potentially mean some kind of different bear market or something like that if we were losing it this early in what so far has been a bear market. New lows right here. But would be weird to see us lose that EMA this early on. Not something that I would want to stick around for, as it has typically led to capitulation. Okay, we were able to close above it each week in here, as you see. So we have been respecting this EMA or this SMA, sorry. So I think it does have some importance as we have been respecting it so far, but the sooner we can get away from it and up into some of the levels we've talked about in other videos, I would be happy to see that, because at any point it is a real possibility. Now, when it comes to what we can see out of Bitcoin, I'm not going to cover more near-term price action. That's covered in other videos this week. But potential places for this thing to reject. Let's say it's going to do what it's going to do. Getting back to $98,000, $95,000 even. Potential area to see this thing roll over. Whether it is shorter term and we end up going higher after that, or that ends up being it, okay, is yet to be determined. All right, when it comes to what we're going to look at in here, we have our indicators with sell signals, daily sell signals, bearish divergences, all of this stuff. We can look at liquidity levels. We can look at funding rates if we see things getting overheated. We have our FOMO index if the market will seem to be FOMOing in, if Bitcoin dominance is drastically falling at that time, right? There's just a lot of things to look and see if the market is potentially getting overheated at a time like that. We will be on the lookout. Really, I don't care what causes it to come in. If we do tag that level, say we end up reversing and just structurally we see that we've taken out this low, well, then I'd just basically be looking for a close below that EMA like I mentioned, and then that could potentially be it. The other level we have, right, moving a little bit higher. Again, this is all just pertaining to my exit plan. So really what it boils down to is, until we clear these fibs, same fibs we've talked about, until we clear these fibs, I'm still just on this bear market watch. I've actually been buying things, but I'm still have the idea that could potentially be in a bear market, just making the first lower high on some sort of dead cat bounce. I do think there's good things to point to maybe getting through the fibs, but that's not what I'm here to talk about in the video. I am going to simply wait for us to close below this simple moving average 21 month and or reject from 98 and roll over, whether we get a sell signal up here or wait to close underneath this simple moving average, or get a sell signal up here, we reject from fib levels or something like that. We will mention that when the time comes. I've also said it in other videos too. We've looked at that January of 2022 fractal. Currently, I'd say we're still in it just because we're ranging. But if we are going to break this, right, if we are going to get out of here and make new highs and things like that, you can see how fast price it does get moving. This is only, let's see, April to May. It's about a month and a half of price action. And that's how far we went up, right? So, or very minimal pullbacks and things like that. So price does get moving very quickly. And if we are going to actually get through these highs, it's going to have to, because if not, this range in here shows us exactly where we're at, and I promise there's some sort of sell signal happening in here if we get ranging this long, because the high time frame already has started to roll over. If you guys have questions, go check out my other videos. Any video labeled exit plan will likely talk about this. I just wanted to come on here and do a quick recap, quick recording. Make sure you guys check out my other videos this week. Some feedback would be appreciated on how you're enjoying it. A little bit of a different style, leaning on the indicator as well. I've been messing around with it. I think it works very well. I want to know y'all's opinion. So let me know what you guys think. Anyways, we'll wrap it up here. Catch you in the next one. Americana out. Peace.